you want to be able to buy the most expensive players and open the best packs in FC24, go to u7buy.com to buy your EA FC24 coins. It's cheaper than buying FC points and just as reliable. With their already amazing prices, you can get an extra 6% using promo code Inception at checkout. Hey guys, what's going on? Inception here, and welcome to another video. So this one is a goalkeeper review. The thing about this card is that I face him a lot, and I've done a lot of reviews with this card in the team while reviewing other cards. So editing wise, I actually have to just go back to older footage, and it's a good thing I didn't delete it actually, and just collect all of those individual highlights of me facing him, of him being in my team, the types of animation choices that he makes in specific situations, so on and so forth, right? So it's a good opportunity for us to kind of test him out, right? Now, with Cech, guys, this card is a controlled lengthy player, 2-star skills, 3-star weak foot, left footed, 6'5". Playstyles, he has cross claimer, rush out, footwork, as well as the far throw. In-game attributes, this card is going to be shown on a basic, he's going to be shown on a glove, might be a cat as well, some different ones, because as I mentioned, I'm facing people that are using Cech, and then I have some goal scoring opportunities, and then they have goal scoring opportunities against me when I was trying out some players. A lot of times it's actually interesting, because if I try out a tactic that's really easy to attack against, the cutback is just too easy because you're not using super park the bus tactics, it's good because you can actually see what those shots are across goal, the finesse shots, all that kind of stuff as well, right? So definitely gonna be easy to show the highlights for him for sure, especially with how manual defending is if you do not use those tactics. But on the chemistry styles that he has, basic, glove, cat, we're going to be trying him out on different ones, right? I think a lot of the times when I was using him in the team in the goalkeeper position, he did have the comes for crosses, sweeper, keeper sometimes as well with the instructions. So we can take that into consideration too when checking out some of the highlights of the card too. So yeah, we'll just be doing live commentating over the card because obviously I wasn't commentating during that time period. So we'll just do that and go from there. So yeah, let's go see what he was like. Okay guys, so the way that we're just going to do this review is we're going to be commentating pretty much afterwards, right? Just commentating after the gameplay, just to see what his animation choices are like in certain situations, right? So ignore the camera angle. This is me sometimes playing on the PC. The PC is very poorly optimized. I would change settings and the settings would go back to thing and the graphics would be weird and a bunch of stuff, right? The controls were off, but just poorly optimized, right? So situation right there, that's us using the manual goalkeeping, right? Off to the left-hand side, should be making a save in that situation. Our opponent gives away the ball here. Remember, so this is important to mention, these cards have 99 shooting, right? So a card like that with Rodrigo, 99 shooting, shoots it directly into the side positions. You can't really expect Petr to make a save there. We have another situation here where we just sweat the ball off. He kind of goes into a dive animation where he slides into the player from the sweat. Again, can't really expect him to do much there. Situation right here where we go for a tackle, opponent gets the ball back here. Again, manual defending or manual goalkeeping to the left-hand side. However, in that situation there, he saves it, but it goes into the back of the net from the manual goalkeeping guess. Our opponent has the ball here again, gets a deflection, cuts inside, goes for a finesse shot. Petr does a tipped save for it to go to a corner kick. I think this might be the highlight of him doing something crazy from the corner kick. Is it this one or is he just grabbing it? It's just grabbing it from this one, yeah. Because I remember one specifically where he does a pretty solid save from someone doing the typical corner kick cross tactic thing, right? Over here, you'll also see us playing against people that are also using Petr Team of the Year card. So it's a good opportunity for us to kind of take specific shots against him and see how he kind of reacts in certain situations, right? So similar situation there with the sweat where he kind of just slides into the person when you sweat it across. Our opponent gets the ball here, deflected shot. Petr does end up making a save as well. And the ball goes out of play. Attacker here, he does the through ball pass. I think he tries to go for a regular strike here, or he cuts to the inside and then goes for a finesse shot. Goalkeepers should be saving that because the finesse shot there is more of it's like a tipped finesse shot, right? It's not like a strong finesse shot, because finesse shots inside the 18-yard box are complete trash unless you have the finesse shot plus, or even just the regular finesse shot, right? So our opponent gets a deflection there, utilizes the new heel to heel mechanic, a shot across goal. Again, don't really expect Cech to save that opportunity. Our opponent goes for the cutback here. So again, into the left-hand side, that's a typical meta goal. Go for the cutback, shot across goal. He doesn't end up saving that one. That one, again, this is a save that probably should be made because the Trivela is not really super high. So Cech does make a nice dive in that situation to save that. And then I think he also gets another situation here where he goes for another strike, which is another save, but it's a deflection, right? So a little bit of a slowdown there from the deflected save. Our opponent here just utilizes the technical dribbling. So again, PC, I was like trying to like figure stuff out. Some people have, there's a specific command with like the defending where if you, I think it's like if you switch off, they just keep moving or something like that. And some people have like different settings set up for that kind of stuff. But again, the shot across goal, I don't expect him to make those saves. This one, we push the goalkeeper in. Sometimes when you push the goalkeeper in, you actually give them a better opportunity to make the goal scoring opportunity, because your goalkeeper will not do like a regular dive across because you're rushing. So when they rush, they'll do that sliding animation towards the person, right? Which basically allows them to kind of shoot it into the side area. Like you have to use manual goalkeeping pretty much. This is the one that's the crazy save, right? So he basically holds his arms out like that and does a pretty sick save there, right? So again, there's with goalkeepers, there's always going to be moments where sometimes there's going to be randomness, and then sometimes they'll make good saves. So that's another very good example of the goalkeeper, right? So if you push the goalkeeper, he will do that slide animation towards the defender, right? So in those situations, you have to push a little bit, but then use manual goalkeeping if you think he's going to make a specific strike, right? A couple of decent saves in these situations. The one before was the manual goalkeeping over there. He does a nice save to the near post. This is me whenever I do have the opportunity to show the person's team, because a lot of times I just skip the introductions and I just keep it going. Situation like that, that is the 99 finishing as well, I believe, for that card, right? This is the Rodrigo review, right? So this is us trying out finesse shots, regular power strikes, right? So finesse shots from a distance with the 99 shooting. Again, unless you use the manual goalkeeping, he will be able to score those opportunities against him, right? Like they have to do it like very early for you to not be able to score those opportunities. So our opponent gets a deflection here, deflection again, a deflection again. He takes a strike. Cech does a save that should be made, right? I don't think it's like a crazy special save. The only crazy special save I've seen so far is obviously from that cross. That cross is definitely a pretty crazy one. Nice finesse shot save over here as well. Again, probably one that should be made, because there's very specific shots in FIFA that when you hit like a specific finesse shot, like the looped, like they're just not going to be able to do much against it. Those direct ones, they'll work more when you're kind of like inside the 18-yard box more than the outside most of the times, right? Like you need that looped for it to really work out. But again, see, so when I push the goalkeeper into the player, he always does that same dive animation, right? So when you're close to the person, like really, really close, it ends up working out. And when you don't, it's a little bit sus, right? That's a situation there where that animation specifically that the goalkeeper does, where he actually doesn't do a dive animation. I'm going to tell you guys this right now. Cech sometimes does that. It's a very, very strange thing with him when it comes down to making save animations in certain situations. But again, don't really blame him. That's just the game kind of being weird. That one, I don't expect him to save either. That's just a near post strike with Mia Hamm to the near post. Again, near post situation there. I don't know if he had the angle covered there if we did end up scoring it. Like if we had the opportunity to score it, right? This is just a regular penalty kick. You know, if he saves it, any goalkeeper will pretty much save it, right? If he just gets the right direction. Get a situation here. 45 kind of facing away from goal. Again, don't really expect him to save it unless he moves the goalkeeper. Another situation here on a green time. He does a save where he kind of goes upwards, but a green time strike with Mia Hamm is probably going to go into the back of the net. Ronaldo, Dembele, we go for the near post there. His positioning was a little bit off to score that opportunity too. So again, not an opportunity I expect him to save. We do ball roll into a strike, and he does try to utilize his leg saves in that sort of situation. So Insigne over here, typical meta goal, get close to the goalkeeper. Was doing a review for some of these cards. That's why you would see me shoot right away. But in the meta, you have to actually make the extra pass, right? Again, that's a save he should be technically making. Shot directly at him. Insigne onto the Trivela. That one's not like a crazy good looped Trivela, especially because it's a little bit too close to the 18-yard box. That's a pretty decent save, but I'm also too close to the goalkeeper. I should be shooting it across or to the near post in that situation. That's from a power strike. Nice save there, to be fair, because it goes out of play. You don't really want that ball to stay in play. This one, again, you should do the extra pass to score the opportunity, but we were doing the review for Kolo Muani. Shot to the near post, didn't score. This one, far post, has to score. Don't expect the goalkeeper to save that one either. This one, weird save animation. He kind of goes for like this, even though the ball goes in the opposite direction over there. Insigne with a regular power strike. He's not playing here at this point, but just want to see what his dive animations are like. And then I believe we have one more clip here where we have the ball of Insigne. Regular power strike. He saves the opportunity as well, right? So there's moments where he does some pretty cool save animations, and there's moments where he can be random as well, right? Okay, guys, so final verdict on the Team of the Year check card. So, guys, listen, with goalkeeper reviews, I tell you guys this all the time, it's always really hard to do goalkeeper reviews. One, because sometimes things change, sometimes goalkeepers don't feel as good anymore. I don't know, like sometimes it's just really weird, right? Sometimes they'll do a patch where they drop like an adjustment to a goalkeeper, then he feels this way instead of this way, whatever, right? So here's what I'm gonna say about Team of the Year check. Team of the Year check, when he first came out, felt more unstoppable, but I still feel like this is one of the top choices that you go with goalkeepers, right? I think goalkeepers in general are always going to add like random variables for people. Like I think for like the top tier choices that a lot of people usually go with, it's usually like the ultimate birthday Van der Sar, the Team of the Year check, the big one is Casillas. The Casillas card is actually really, really solid too, but again, he has his moments too. I'm trying to think of like some other ones that are like pretty consistent for people, but I can't think of any at the top of my head, right? So, I mean, here's the thing, right? The SBC itself is going to cost significantly more. This card has gone down in price by 245k, which is insane, right? So for a lot of people, they could just buy the card. Like some people that have the coins, they can go buy the card because the SBC price, they priced it where he was estimate wise on the transfer market at 455k, right? To be honest with you guys, I think if you're looking for a goalkeeper, he's still going to be one of the better options, right? From the save animations that he will sometimes do, he still does a pretty solid job. I think his positioning is definitely pretty solid. Most of the strikes that we do end up scoring against him are really, really high percentage strikes that should be going in no matter what, right? So again, those ones are always really hard to judge. But then there was a couple of moments where obviously you can see from me using like manual goalkeeping, like I would guess the direction he would save it, but it would still go into the back of the net, right? But that can happen to anybody, right? The whole point of the goalkeeper reviews is basically to show you guys the animations that a card will go for in certain situations, right? But yeah, I still think he's one of the better options to go with. Again, I think goalkeepers can be pretty random for the most part. Like, there's been years where, like, Courtois was, like, the standout goalkeeper for the entire year and stuff like that. But I think things change, right? When they add cards that have better shooting capabilities for base card stats, they have better composure, all that kind of stuff. I feel like that all affects the cards. I think adjustments sometimes can be made as well, to be honest with you. But yeah, as I mentioned, I think like as one of the choices for goalkeepers, you can't really go wrong with it, right? So if you're still in need of a goalkeeper because you don't have like the ultimate birthday Van der Sar, you don't have you know, Casillas or anything like that, or you just want to, you know, build some sort of like past and present Premier League squad, then the card's going to be there for people that want to unlock him as an SBC, right? That's the whole vibes with the Petr Cech card for the most part. You know, for me, he was for a while, because here's what I'm going to mention before I end the video. He was for a while the best goalkeeper, hands down, right? The best goalkeeper. But when I used him recently, like there were some periods where he would just do really strange animations. Like I don't have the footage for this one in particular, but there's one where like he would just, because you can actually see it from one of the animations from the highlights that we mentioned, where he just kind of like stands there like this and he doesn't actually dive. You know, like that happens sometimes. That specific animation is like really, really weird. And that's not me like pulling out the goalkeeper or anything like that. But sometimes he does like he just stands like this, but he doesn't die. But again, it's hard for me to blame him specifically because that's just this game being the way that it is, you know. But what it is. Guys, we'll just leave the video there. It's a Golkier review, right? At the end of the day, everyone's going to have a different opinion. I still think he's probably one of the top ones in the game, although he will still have his random variables from time to time. Okay. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed this video today. I'll catch you guys for next one. Peace out, dudes. Love you guys.